You're listening to the Moon Griffon Show podcast on KPEL965.com.
Get ready for something fresh and exciting with the Josh Guillory Show. Josh Guillory brings a new perspective to the airwaves, analyzing news and issues coming out of Baton Rouge in Washington, D.C., and breaking down how they affect you. Engaging, raw, and informative, Guillory knows how to have fun while delivering the latest in politics and current events. With daily features that entertain and inform, you won't want to miss a single episode. The Josh Guillory Show, 4 p.m., Monday through Friday, only on News Talk 96.5, KPEL.
All right, folks, let's get started. Parents, thanks for coming. As many of you know, I'm Coach Mather. Tonight I want to talk about the season, of which I only have one expectation: that everybody gets stronger. When I say get stronger, I'm not referring solely to physical strength. Sure, we'll be in the weight room, we'll be running stairs, but we're also going to focus on developing mental toughness and grit, because those are the characteristics that allow us to achieve greatness both on and off the court. So, how do we develop those things? By getting comfortable with a challenge, by cultivating the confidence necessary to overcome adversity in all forms. That's why I coach. That's my purpose. Every member of this team can lean on me, and I'll teach them how they can lean on themselves and each other.
This message presented by the LHSAA and the Louisiana High School Athletic Directors Association.
Bikers Against Child Abuse empowers children to not feel afraid of the world in which they live. For more information, visit BACAworld.org. Our helpline is 866-885-9474. BACA, breaking the chains of abuse.
This hour of the Moon Griffon Show is brought to you by Champines, located in the Oil Center. Champines, going the extra mile.
The views expressed in the following show are those of the hosts or hosts only. They do not represent News Talk 96.5 KPEL or Town Square Media.
Moon Griffon Show on the road in beautiful Lake Charles, Louisiana, and our good friends at KAOK and, of course, Cumulus Radio. And, of course, we're at Dr. Donald Snow's office today. We'll be here for the next couple of hours. And if you're in pain, you need to know somebody that can help you get out of the pain, you need to check out today's program. We'll be in and out with Dr. Snow. We got regular guests, regular things to talk about, news. The Senate today is voting on a Senate president. It's closed behind doors. They're voting behind doors because nobody wants to know how they voted the first time. And, you know, that is a vote that should be a public vote, always a public vote. When they work for us, everything's done in the public. But United States Senate, which will be led by Republicans, is going to make it a quiet vote behind the scenes. And I want to know how Psycho Bill voted. I want to know how Kennedy voted. I want to know how all of them voted. I think that's a vote that they ought to do out in public for all of us to check. So anyway, 844-766-6607. It's a Matthew James Business Tax Reduction Hotline. If you'd like to be part of the program, you can email me, moon@moongriffon.com. Also, don't forget the Cane River Pecan giveaway. And I got J.D. Regard back in the house, and he brought pie, and I'm out. J.D.
You don't have an excused absence to miss pie.
No, this is almost ridiculous. But hey, I got a call last week to do this, and I threw it in there, and J.D. said, "Oh, come on, Wednesday." And I said, "Oh, no problem." And they love when y'all eat and I can't. So that just the way it is. But
well, that is one way to lose weight, not to be around when we eat pie. But listen, I got here this morning, but everybody's going to devour it, so I don't think we're going to have a problem. The folks here and the studios in Lafayette love the Boudin pie, and they have for many years.
Let's do this, JD. JD, you, of course, it's Cane River pecans. We're giving away Cane River pecans today. We give them away. Would you like to give away a pie today, too?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do a pie giveaway. You pull a pecan winner, and you can pull a Boudin pie winner. Okay. And we'll need a physical address, no P.O. boxes, and we ship the pie frozen, and we ship it overnight.
By the way, if they hadn't had a Cane River pecan, the Boudin pie, they don't know what they're missing. I'm telling you right now. And no, so what we do is like we've been doing, email me moon@moongriffon.com. Real simple. And say you want to win the pie or the pecans, it doesn't matter. And I'll pull two through the computer again at the end of the second hour, and we'll give out 2 today. So it's real simple, and the pie's delicious. Talk about what's in this pie, because when we say Cane River pecans,
I know
we know about the pecans, but you do more than just pecans. That's the number one business, but, I mean, you do other things.
Of course. Well, a couple of years ago, we opened a cafe on Main Street in New Iberia, Louisiana, where we're based out of, and we wanted to have some pies on the menu of our cafe because it's called Pie Bar. And so the very first pie we developed was this Boudin pie. It's got pecans in it, but that's not really the main ingredient. The main ingredient is 1.5 pounds of uncased pork Boudin. It's got some sweet potato souffle on top of the Boudin, and it's covered in a pecan praline glaze. So it has pecans in it, but just a little bit. But it's really all those flavors I just mentioned to you really come together beautifully. I've had a lot of weird looks at me over the years when I've told people we have Boudin pie. They're like, what? You did what to Boudin? But I'm telling you, this thing comes together just like Thanksgiving. You have your rice, your pork, your sweet potatoes, and your pecans all in one bite. And it is phenomenal. We ship them frozen. You bake them at home for 1.5 hours. They are so fragrant. Your whole kitchen, your whole house smells beautifully. And it's such an easy thing to prepare during the holidays when so many people are bombarding your house and you're like, oh, what am I going to feed them? It's a sweet, savory pie. It's a great lunch option. It's just different, and it's good.
No, JD, trusting from a guy who's baked several of them. They will love it. And like you said, it's a taste of Thanksgiving in one bite. So it really is unique. But you do a couple other pies, don't you?
Of course. We also ship our classic Cane River bourbon pecan pie, which you've had that before, too. And we'll do another pie in the studio before the holidays are over, like we always do. And those are the 2 pies that we currently ship. If you come to our location in New Iberia, I know you got a listening audience all over the Gulf South now, Moon, but if you are lucky enough to be in the New Iberia, Acadiana area, our cafe is open 6 days a week, and we serve all sorts of different pies and cakes and pastries and whatnot. It's called Pie Bar, and it's on Main Street in New Iberia. But the 2 main pies that we ship are the Boudin pie frozen, and the pecan pie is already cooked. All you have to do is thaw it and serve it. And, of course, we're in pecan season, so nothing better than a pecan pie for Thanksgiving, right?
Yeah, no doubt about it. One of the other things I want to talk a little bit more about today, JD, with you, is gifting, because I do it for my customers. And I'm gonna be making a call right after Thanksgiving to y'all and saying, hey, here's my order for this year. And my customers love it. So you could be a customer out there. Maybe you only got 15 to 20 people. Maybe you got 2,000. But you guys do a great job of gifting and sending out what really the customer, besides writing the check, doesn't have to do a whole lot.
Listen, I'll tell you like this, Moon. My family started farming pecans on the Cane River in Natchitoches Parish in 1969. And for almost 35 years, we were farmers and farmers only. And then we got into the gifting side of this business almost over 20 years ago. And so we've been doing corporate gifting since the beginning. It's how this company started. It's in our DNA. It's what we do best. It does not mean that somebody cannot come and get one of these or 2 of those. But what it does mean is that if you have a company and you want to make an impression with clients, vendors, or employees, you want to say thank you for a great year. You want to keep a top-of-mind relationship. You want to build a new relationship or maintain an old relationship. We think giving pecans will do the trick for you. And we've been doing it for a long time, and we have worked with some of the largest companies in the Gulf South, from Texas over to the Panhandle of Florida. And we're really proud of what we've been able to accomplish. And we do turnkey gifting services. You give us the list, you give us a credit card number, and we literally take care of the rest. We can do customized gifts like we do for the Moon Griffon show, or we can use some of our beautifully packaged Cane River products. We've got things from pecans to pecan flavors to cookies to bourbon balls to popcorn, pralines, and pies. We basically run the gamut as far as pecan specialties are concerned.
You also, I guess, you retail at your store. If people just go to the website for the most part and do most of the order and make a phone call,
absolutely,
it's
so
all on the website.
Yep, we've got a full-page catalog that we can mail to you. We can also send you a digital catalog if you give us your email address. You can make those requests online. You can call we have an in-house call center that you can call at 1-800-293-8710. Again, that number is 1-800-293-8710. Or, of course, you can go online to CaneRiverPecan.com, and that's Cane spelled C-A-N-E, riverpecan.com. So we've basically can cover you if you want to walk in, call in, email us, go online and order. We're basically available any way you can choose.
Yeah, by the way, there's one complaint. Can I give it to you out in public?
Of course.
If you send pecans, I'm just telling people when they gift, if you send pecans to a customer, make sure you continue doing it. And the complaint is if they don't get them.
Yeah, you're gonna be. We tell people you get to feel the compliments when you give pecans. I mean, we send them for you, but you get the compliments. But if you quit giving them, now that's on you, and you're gonna have to deal with the wrath of people not being on the pecan list, as they say, any longer. Moon, I've said this before in your show, and it's worth repeating. You can go into any grocery store in America and find pecans on any given day of the week at any time of the year, no doubt about it. But you simply can't find the quality pecans that we sell and we promote. The pecans are probably the biggest you've ever seen in your life. They're the freshest pecans you're going to find. The grocery store pecans are going to be 2 years old at best. It's just a different quality product. And as far as our curated specialty goods, well, those are some items you just can't find anywhere. From our chewy and soft pralines to these boudin pies to bourbon balls and the gourmet popcorns that we've shared with you on the last show last week. It goes on and on. So we hope if you're looking for an answer or a strategy for business relationship maintenance, you'll think of Cane River as an option for you.
There's no doubt about it. Look, I've been working with you for 13 years. I know the product. I know the service. I know my customers have been happy. You guys get these orders and get them out as quick as you can.
We sure do.
And I'll be honest with you. I think your service is as good as your pecans, and I think your pecans are awesome. That part of it helps customers feel really good dealing with somebody who's going to take care of them. And you guys have always done that for me, and you have done it for a lot of other people as well.
Look, Moon, at the end of the day, Louisiana's a small state, and we all run into each other, whether it's in Baton Rouge or New Orleans at a Saints game or here in Lafayette where you see each other in the grocery store or maybe your local church. I got to do right by people. I run into too many people that are customers of mine, man. We have excellent customer service because we are in this community, and we want to be known as someone who takes care of anything that might arise, or even go beyond what we're supposed to do to take care of people.
Before I let you go, there's a question that I got, and I'm going to let you answer it on the air, then I'll answer it. Question: does JD and them mail to France? Exact words.
We have mailed internationally before. We quit doing a lot of international mailing during the pandemic because tracking was a problem.
Sure.
We were shipping things outside the United States, and then you couldn't track the packages. And so people who were giving products internationally weren't sure of the recipients getting the products. Mm-hmm. So we have made exceptions from time to time. But if you reach out to us, we'll make sure it gets to France. I just don't know how long it'll take, but we'll certainly give it an effort.
And you never know when they might eat them before they get there.
Well, that's true. I think the border guys were eating those pecans.
Well, I wish they'd protect the border. The hell with eating the pecans. All right, JD, one last time, give out the website.
Sure.
Thank you. We'll do it again soon. And y'all made me hungry.
Yeah. Listen, if you want to give us a call, the 800 phone number is 1-800-293-8710. Again, 1-800-293-8710. And you can always find us online 24/7 at CaneRiverPecan.com. And that's Cane, C-A-N-E, River Pecan, just like the Cane River that runs through central Louisiana, Natchitoches Parish.
All right. Always a pleasure,
Appreciate
JD.
you.
God bless. Thank you, buddy.
Hey, buddy. Be safe out there.
All right, we're going to take a break. More to come. Dr. Snow, we're at Co-Relief Center. You got pain problems. Hey, this is the place you want to be today. You want to make sure you listen to us. All right, we're going to take a break. You're listening to the Moon Griffon Show, Matthew James Business Tax Reduction Hotline. We'll be right back. When you think about how you'll spend your money in retirement, what comes to mind? Probably travel, sunny beaches, and spoiling your grandchildren. But a recent survey found that over 30% of every dollar a retiree spends goes to taxes. Baby boomers were told for years to save money in their IRAs and 401ks and pay taxes later. Well, now that day has arrived, and boomers are shocked to see a third of their money going back to Uncle Sam. John Blanchard and the Matthew James Financial Group can help. What if you could? Protect all or most of your retirement wealth from future tax rate increases. Achieve a zero or near zero effective tax rate for most of your retirement years. Find out more. 337-366-8366. Isn't it time you got a second opinion on your wealth and retirement outlook? Learn how you could potentially kick the IRS out of your IRA. 337-366-8366 and online at MatthewJames.com.
Louisiana is unique. The food, the festivals, even the bugs. It's termite season. Did you know termites are responsible for over $1 billion worth of damage in Louisiana alone? For over 60 years, J&J Exterminating has been shielding homes and businesses. 100% guaranteed against termites, pests, and mosquitoes. Louisiana-owned, customer-focused. J&J Exterminating.
Call him today, make the pests go away. J&J Exterminating.
Get the shield.
Yeah. It's gumbo season. This year, I want you to try some Ragin' Cajun Authentic Roux and let Ragin' Cajun Roux do the hard work for you. Using just two simple ingredients. Ragin' Cajun Roux, a slow cook for 6 hours for the perfect dark and rich tasting gumbo. You can find Ragin' Cajun Roux and Ragin' Cajun Original Cajun Seasoning in all your favorite grocery stores today. Folks, ask them for that Ragin' Cajun. Try all your great Ragin' Cajun products. Ask for them by name in the grocery store. Ragin' Cajuns, folks. This food is great.
Do you crave all?
Hi, hello. Welcome back. Moon Griffon Show. Always great to be with you on Hump Day. That's right. Great to have you with us. We are at Co-Relief Center, Dr. Donald Snow. If you've got any kind of pain and you've tried everything, you really hadn't tried everything because Dr. Snow is different than anything you've tried. We're going to visit with him in a few minutes. You might have a question. Hey, Walker, we'll take some calls if they got a question for Dr. Snow on anything to do with pain, the relief of pain. You've had a lot of problems in your life for us, pain. He's here to help you. And if you never heard about Dr. Snow or Co-Relief Center, you're going to hear about it today. 844-766-6607 is the Matthew James Business Tax Reduction Hotline. I want to thank J.D. Regard for coming in and visiting with us a little bit on the Cane Rub Pecan. We'll do a giveaway. We're going to give away pecans and a pie at the end of the next hour. And so that way you can get a chance to taste some real good food, but the pecans are second to none. I'll put them up against anybody. I mean, they're always beautiful, they're always big, and they're always plentiful. All right, if you want to call in Dr. Snow and tell him about your pain, it's real simple. 337-475-6334. 337-475-6334. You know, when I leave here, you're going to laugh at me, but I remember that I remember that number in my sleep after I leave here. So that's the way it goes. All right, Doc, if you can get that on. Now, we'll tell you it's going to be a real short segment, but I'm going to hold you to the next one, too. How you doing?
I'm doing good, and you?
Doc, I got up this morning. That was a good start.
That's always a good day.
All right, so in the short segment we got, and we do this with you every time because people just listening, Co-Relief Center, Dr. Snow, man, never heard of you, what you do. So explain what Co-Relief Center is and what's the ultimate goal of Co-Relief Center.
Ultimate goal is getting rid of my patient, not keeping a patient.
Come on. Good. Keep going. You good? All right.
And we're the only outcome-based clinic in the world that I know of. Because if you come in here with pain or neuropathy, like from diabetes, and you don't feel 50% better before you walk out the door, we don't accept any money. We bill no one. We just.
So your goal is when they come in with pain, we'll talk about the type pains and all. When they come in here, they need to come with the pain.
Absolutely.
And then number two, if it's not 50% plus, better than it was when they walked in, you can walk in and say, thank you for trying this.
That's it.
You're not going to charge them.
Nope, won't charge them, because that 50%, that mostly applies to neuropathy. If you have like back pain, disc disease, you usually get 80 to 100% relief on those before they walk out the door.
But at that point, then it becomes a process. You're not healed. Your body hadn't been healed yet.
No, but it's beginning. It's beginning. What we do is work with the body's own healing process. We heal no one. We just tell your body or reteach it how to heal itself, because we're all designed to self-heal.
Yeah. So, and that's basically what you do.
That's it.
Now, wait, when people say they're in pain, talk about some of the things that you guys work on all the time when they come in here and say, well, I've tried everything, because you always tell me. They kind of look at us as the last best step instead of the first step. What are some of the things that you've had to deal with?
I treat a lot of disc disease, discs that are out, neuropathy in the legs. You can't feel your feet because of your back, or your arms are in pain or numb because of your neck. A disc is out. We'll fix that. And you'll know it the first visit. Diabetic neuropathy, that's the one that 50% applies to. That goes away permanently also. Usually people take 10 to 20 visits. Here lately, a lot of people are done before 10. But I always tell people 10 to 20 visits is normal.
Do you, one of the things that you do is people that have these bad migraines, and I've never had a migraine, so I don't know. I ain't saying I had a headache, but I don't remember having a migraine. You help them. You help with migraine.
Absolutely. But you need to come in here with it. Doesn't have to be a big one, but it has to be one. And if I can make it go away, it means I found
one of the reasons you want them to come in with the pain is because they get to make the determination if you've done good or not. You don't. They have to.
Well, if you have no pain, there's nothing to treat.
You can't. They can't tell you if you helped them or not. They come in with no pain.
I can't. They have to have the pain, and if I can take that pain away, that means I have found the cause, and you're going to heal. There's no two ways about it.
But it's a really simple concept, because I know people going down the road, and I've had people, oh, come on, man, Dr. Snow, it can't be. So all I did is heard testimony after testimony after testimony of people that have gotten better with your care.
I've done 100,000 treatments as of January, and every year I'm able to help somebody I couldn't help the year before. In fact, I had a patient come in that I failed with 2 years ago. Don't know why he came back, and I asked him. And
hold your thought, because I got to get out of on the break. All right, we're going to take a break. More to come. Moon Griffon Show with Dr. Donald Snow, Co-Relief Center. Be right back. With 5 Louisiana locations, I always make it a point to visit Superior Grill when I'm traveling in the great state of Louisiana. I love the food there. It's authentic Mexican food with a Louisiana twist. Their menu has all your favorites: nachos, quesadillas, enchiladas, tacos, fajitas, hand-cut steaks, and the best margaritas in the state. You can go to Superior for lunch or dinner, and folks, you're going to thank me for it. My lovely bride and I eat at Superior Grill every chance we get. They're on Line Avenue in Shreveport, Government Street and Highland Road in Baton Rouge, St. Charles Avenue in New Orleans, and on College Saloon in Lafayette. I'm talking great food, great service, and great margaritas. The best Mexican food with the Louisiana twist is found at Superior Grill, Shreveport on Line Avenue, Baton Rouge on Government Street and Highland Road, New Orleans on St. Charles Avenue, and College Saloon in Lafayette. This is Moon Griffon. I'll see you at Superior Grill. This is Moon Griffon. My good buddy Jeff and the folks at Hudco Roofing and Exteriors is Louisiana's premier professional roofing contractor, specializing in residential roofing services. Remember, your roof protects everything, you and your family, and most of your possessions. And that's where Hudco Roofing comes in. These folks aren't just your average roofers. They're the #1 roofing company in the state. Whether you need a repair or brand new roof, Hudco Roofing has you covered. Hudco is a CertainTeed Select Shingle Master and takes every roof all the way down to the decking to make sure there are no hidden damages. Hudco Roofing is also a state-certified installer of the Fortified Roofing System, and that's a big deal. Anywhere in Louisiana, you can get a free roof inspection and quote from Hudco Roofing. Go to HudcoRoofing.com for quality workmanship, premium products, and unparalleled customer service. This is Moon Griffon. I trust Hudco Roofing of Louisiana, and so should you. HudcoRoofing.com. That's HudcoRoofing.com.
Hey, folks, it's this hour of the Moon Griffon Show is brought to you by Champagnes, located in the Oil Center. Champagnes, going the extra mile.
Hi, y'all. Welcome back. Moon Griffon Show on the road. Beautiful Lake Charles, Louisiana, with our friends at Cumulus Broadcasting, KAOK. Been with them for 25 years. Be 26 in April. We are here at Dr. Donald Snow's office, which is Co-Relief Center. If you're looking, you got pain and you, the phone call's free. At 337-475-6334. 337-475-6334. You've been having all that chronic pain maybe your whole life and you just could never get it, and they're giving you pills and medicine. Maybe that's helped you some. But how about getting rid of the pain? You don't know till you go, and that's what Co-Relief Center is all about. Before I get back to Dr. Snow, they're talking about, we were talking about cane rib pecans, but Paul's Rib Shack barbecue. They sent some chicken and some fried ribs over there. And I'm going to tell you, I'm a nice guy. I wasn't going to hurt the guy's feeling. So I ate a little bit of both, and woo, really, really good, man. Paul's Rib Shack Barbecue, 4800 Nelson Road, Lake Charles, Louisiana. And they do a really good job. I've been knowing about these guys for a while, and I'm just telling you, want some good barbecue in this area, check out Paul's Rib Shack and Barbecue. Make sure you tell him that you heard it on the Moon Griffon Show, because he sent some over here, and three of us sitting here, we didn't all smile because we all ate a little bit of it. But that was pretty good, Doc?
It was pretty good, actually.
That didn't make the pain go away, but it probably didn't help the belly, but the food was excellent.
It was excellent. Very, very good. Uh-huh.
All right, Doc, so Co-Relief Center, a lot of people wait last to call you, but your big deal is, and I'm telling people if they're listening, and they will just call. You got people standing by that'd be glad to ask them, because they may call and tell you what you can't do. But let's talk about, before we get to that, what you can do. What kind of things that pop up that people have chronic pain, and I know for a fact you work with the veterans a lot.
Absolutely. I have a sort of a contract with the VA, and they tell me I have an 85 to 90% permanent success rate on their permanently disabled vets that aren't permanently disabled when I'm done with them.
Yeah, when you say that, you're not playing Jesus. You're not telling people you're going to make it. What you're doing is saying, if I find the pain, you'll find the problem you could cure and let the body heal.
I don't cure anything. The
body
cures it.
Yeah. So what kind of medicine is it? If you had to tell people, describe your medicine.
I practice integral medicine. It's oriental medicine. I've integrated high technology medical devices, very high technology. I have Zirconia lasers. I have pulsed electromagnetic force devices. I have microcurrent devices. I have Russian Skinars. By the way, that was top secret when I was in the military.
Was it really?
I did medical research and development. That was one of my jobs in the military. So I was a medical scientist, and Russia had developed that for their space program. And we tried to reverse engineer it. I don't know how our government got their hands on it, but when they came to our lab, we backed out a screw. It wiped out the hard drive, basically self-destructed. So we couldn't reverse engineer them. Russia fell apart in 89, 90, and Alexander Karasov, the physicist who invented that device, was able to get a patent on it in 1997.
Wow.
And he told me, because I've met him, that he used Oriental medicine and acupuncture theory to develop this device. So it works very nicely with what I do. And when I integrated that into my clinic in 2007, by the way, a patient bought that for me.
Wow.
$5,000, he gifted it to me. And I started putting it on people. Asthma went away. Sarcoidosis went away, which is supposed to be incurable. Food allergies went away. Dairy, peanut, just go away. And when I integrated that into my practice, about a year later, I realized I had an outcome-based practice. And that's when I began.
Outcome-based is no outcome, they can leave.
No result, you're out of here.
You mentioned arthritis.
Yep.
Doc, that's tough. People get that. If you get it all over your body, I know it's tough, but people might get it in the ankle, their knees, and their wrists, or their shoulders, or whatever. Is that treatable?
Very
at all?
easy to treat.
Is it really?
Very
because
easy
when I talk to people that got this, I got this arthritis, I can't do anything. I'm taking so and so, but man, you really can't get rid of it. Is that really something?
Yeah.
Age don't matter.
Nope. The reason your body has so much trouble with arthritis is it happens so slowly. Your body doesn't actually see it. When you come here, what Oriental medicine does is forces your body to see the problem. And that Russian Skynar that I was talking about earlier electronically does the same thing. And what it does is it causes your body to adapt to the problem. In other words, heal.
Okay.
Because it's an adaptive
So when
process.
you got I've seen some patients already. They come in here. You got to come with the pain, like you said, and you get them. Talk about the process, because I know you mentioned 10, 20 visits. Talk about the process. How long, when they come here, how long can they expect? Because I know people saying, well, I don't live over there. I'd have to drive to 20 times to Lake Charles, Louisiana. What do you do for somebody like that?
They drive. I get them from Shreveport. I've had them come in from Canada, Brazil, overseas. They come.
Is there something, if somebody came, can you do multiple treatments over multiple 1 or 2 days? That's really, how does that work?
I can do 2 or 3 a week. That gets pricey.
Yeah.
It's still the same cost and the same amount of visits. You just get those 20 visits in like a very short time.
Yeah.
And
what do you? I know the question got to be asked all the time, but is my insurance covered? Insurance don't cover everything.
Well, we dropped Blue Cross temporarily because they were paying me $24 for an hour and a half of work, and that's not worth it for me. I have a staff to pay for. So while they cover parts of the treatment, I've got to eat.
Yeah.
And I could flip a burger for $24.
Yeah. No, I agree with you.
But most of the.
But I wanted to put it out to somebody listening. But it's worthwhile, and you really work with people of all ages.
Oh, Medicare Advantage takes care of this. Medicare itself does not, but if you have a Medicare Advantage plan, it'll pay for it. I just found that out last month, actually.
Well, that's big, because I notice customers are some of the older people. Mm-hmm. Do you get younger people too?
Oh yeah, we get them from 3 months old to 98.
Okay.
That's my oldest patient. And we get them.
Well, I'm always here during the week with kids at school. That's why I was just kind of curious.
We get a lot of with adults too, incontinence problems, feet with a lot of women and some men. I've got a bunch of them right now for some reason. That goes away too. Any kind of internal medicine like digestive issues, diarrhea.
All right, let me ask you one.
It's that all goes away.
Feminine cramps.
Oh yeah, that'll go away on the table. I can make that go away real fast.
'Cause, I mean, some women have worse than others.
Yeah, a lot of them are throwing clots. We get them in here that are infertile, and the problem is blood stagnation. And probably, I'd say 90% of my infertility patients wind up having a baby within very soon.
Anyway, veterans, in big time with I think that's pretty good that the veterans, does the veterans hospitals and stuff like that, do they help pay for some of this stuff or not?
Oh, they pay for it all.
Okay.
VA is very good to us, and we hope we return that.
You would think, though, other people, doctors, whatever, will work with y'all, especially if they feel like what they're doing is not working. If they feel like they're doing what's working, they're not going to send them to you. But if they don't, it seems like they would want something for their patients, for the patients to get better.
I get MDs that come in here as a patient, but I've never had one or very few of them that were referred. I don't know why that is.
Mm-hmm.
But
you're not asking to steal a patient. You're just asking to help in just in case.
But they for some reason don't refer, and but they'll come here and get it. I don't know why that is.
Yeah. So, by the way, if you got a question, you can call in 844-766-6607, Matthew James Business Tax Reduction Hotline. Or you can just email me the question real quick, moon@moongriffon.com, moon@moongriffon.com. And if you email me the question, I'll get it to Doc. He can answer it on the air, because there's so much more of what you do. But all you're doing is looking for people to have, I'm going to call it chronic pain.
Chronic or acute. If
okay.
Like if you sprain your ankle, like I had somebody come in here that had a 2-month-old knee problem. They torqued their knee. They're done in a week or two. Just 2 or 3 visits. The sooner you catch something, the sooner it's going. But if you let it sit for 30 or 40 years, it's going to take time.
Yeah, and that's what a process takes. Don't mean you can't help them.
I can help.
And by the way, if you make the call, 337-475-6334, Call Dr. Snow's offices. People can help you. They may tell you they can't help you.
That's right.
We'll talk about that when we get back. We got a lot to cover. We got news items and everything else as well. You're listening to the Moon Griffon Show. We'll take a break. Be right back. Oh, just a second. Walker? Telling you about Schumacher Homes for a long time. Now, for a limited time, you can choose from 5 different financing offers and pick one that works best for you. Whether you're an active duty, military, or veteran, you can take advantage of the exclusive VA construction loan offer. You can lock in 30-year fixed financing for as low as 3.875. How about that? Looking to stay in your home and start construction right away? A stay-in-your-home loan might be right for you. With this option, you can stay in your home during construction and not worry about moving twice. And for you first-time home buyers, we're not going to forget you. For a limited time, they're offering 30-year fixed financing as low as 3.875. Other financing offers include no-cost refinancing, conventional loans, and FHA construction loans. If you're thinking of building your dream custom home, there's no time like the present to start building. SchumacherHomes.com. SchumacherHomes.com. Let them build your dream home. They're building dream homes one at a time.
Our state is facing a budget shortfall, left over by the last governor. Jeff Landry in the legislature already cut $2 billion for spending we don't need. Now they have to deal with this shortfall, but they've got a plan to deal with that and move Louisiana forward. This is what Governor Landry said.
This Louisiana Forward Plan, when fully implemented by the legislature and ratified by the people of this state, will produce more jobs, a greater prosperity, lower our taxes, and bring us a sustainable budget.
This plan cuts taxes for the middle class and all taxpayers, with the income tax rate dropped to just 3%. Job creators can grow the economy with lower taxes. Families and senior citizens, no more prescription drug sales tax. A different tax system which focuses on choices, not labor. And the Louisiana voters, we get the final say. Fixing the shortfall, cutting taxes, growing our economy. Now that's moving Louisiana forward. Paid for by Protect Louisiana Values.
Hi, y'all. Welcome back. Moon Griffon Show. Great to have you back with us. We're at Coral Relief Center right here with Dr. Donald Snow in Lake Charles, Louisiana. Listen up. If you got pain, you've been having pain for a while, you think you tried everything you did, and this is totally different. Dr. Donald Snow, you need to call him. Just when you call, one of the ladies going to answer the phone and say, hey, do you help me with this? They're going to tell you yes or no. Now, your situation may be different once you get here. Got to come in here with the pain. 337-475-6334 if you want to talk to them, get an opportunity to visit with them. So, Dr. Snow, what do you tell people when they come in? I guarantee you got to hear, look, Doc, I'm trying this because somebody told me, I heard it on the radio, but I just don't think you can get away. I've tried this doctor, this person, this thing, and it's got to be frustrating in a way, but I guess the best part about it, when somebody walks in and says, I don't believe you can do it, if you do it, they must go, I'll be darned.
When they get up.
I'll be darned ain't what they use, but I bet you it would be.
I've had them use all sorts of things when they get up, but when they get up, they're not skeptical anymore. 98% of them. I do have about a 3% failure rate, and you'll know on the first visit, but 3% is not bad.
Pull that in, set up. Right, there you go. Yeah, that's it. Perfect. Yeah, if you got a 97% success rate, that 3% is a small percent. If you had 100 people come in today, 3 people
won't respond. Uh-huh.
But here's the good news: when you do this with these folks, you don't tell them how they feel; they tell you.
I don't know how they feel.
Yeah,
and that's why they have to come in here with pain, because if there's nothing to treat, there's nothing to treat, and you have to have something to treat, and that pain or that symptom is it. Like if I treat insomnia, I won't charge them the first visit, or incontinence. I won't charge them the first visit. I'll say if you get a response within 2 or 3 days, make your appointment next week, and then pay me for this visit. And I've never been cheated yet. And if it doesn't work, just cancel your appointment.
Neuropathy.
Neuropathy is very easy. Chemotherapy is an exception. That responds to, but I have a lot more failure with chemotherapy. About a 98%, 97% success rate.
I read about these. I read about this, and I don't know exactly what you call it, but people, they use their fingers a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then they got hands.
Mm-hmm.
And they got problems.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard a lot of people get operated on for that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, carpal tunnel?
Yeah. I mean, I've read and heard where people get operated on that.
Yeah.
Now, look, since I don't do that, let me not down it, because if I sat there and deal with that with my fingers all day and my hands all day, you're always typing and doing something. And I'm going to say secretary-type jobs and people that do that. And then I see somebody on with a little hand brace, and I said, what's wrong? They said they had the same thing you just said. And I said, well, what are you doing? So they operated on me. And I'm going, is that fixable without operation? I'm asking because I don't know.
I had a VA patient come not long ago that had 5 surgeries for carpal tunnel and cadaver bones put in his wrist. And he still had the carpal tunnel. And I said, let me take a look at your neck. He had no neck pain. I treated his neck, and when he got off the table, he had no pain. So it was never carpal tunnel to begin with.
So it's fixable.
It's fixable. Pain, you have to find it. Same with the neuropathy. I've had people come in here, I have diabetic neuropathy, and it's coming out of the back. Because if only one foot is affected, it's not diabetic neuropathy.
I'm a big believer in physical therapists. And this will go in line with what you're doing. And I think I told you this last time. So I had big back problems. Man, it just, pain couldn't bend over. Doc saying, why you didn't come here? Tell you what I did. I walked in. My doctor, I had something else going on. And he said, let me give you this, let me give you that. So I took it. And I didn't get better. He said, you know, nothing's wrong with you. It's almost going to sound like you did. In this case, nothing's wrong with you. I said, Jermaine, I'm in pain. He said, you need a physical therapist. Went to the physical therapist, put me on a table. My pelvis was about that much out of whack, which caused the pain in the back. The reason I'm telling you this is the pain was in the back, but that wasn't the problem. And the physical therapist made me do these exercises. I went to physical therapy, and he gave me home exercises that I'm still using today. This is 4 or 5 years ago. And the pain was not in the area. So when the people come to see you, and they got a pain, you said in the hands or whatever, you fix the neck.
Yeah.
Well, what made you? What traced you back to the neck?
Because it wasn't carpal tunnel. It wasn't the problem, because it didn't go away.
Yeah, but how did you find it in the neck?
Because where else could it come from? A pinched nerve in the neck that goes down to the hand. It couldn't come from anywhere else.
Because I was amazed at the therapist how he found. What do you mean? It ain't my back. No, because when he put me on the deal, my pelvis, look, that much off. He said, you ain't got to have much off to have pain. I said, but why don't it hurt there?
Yeah.
Just not the way it works. So
not the way it works.
You're doing the same thing. You're talking about a neck.
Oriental medicine, acupuncture and oriental medicine is physical medicine.
Yep.
And there's the rub. The Blue Cross said you have to be a certified physical therapist, even though it's in my scope of practice. I guess they
that
have
don't make no sense.
They have a big lobby. They wanted to cut everyone out but themselves. And so they cut me out. So they pay for the acupuncture, but that's a very small part of what I do here.
Yeah.
It's all physical medicine. And,
yeah, but there's some things that you're talking about doing that I'm not saying a physical therapist can't do some of it, but it seems like to me they can't touch some of the stuff you do. I never heard of I'm not a physical therapist at all, because I mean, I want to advertise with me big. I love him to death. But I know what you're doing is, I was making a point, it's different than what people are normally getting.
That's why I'm the only one. This is the only clinic that does it in the whole world that I know of. I don't know of another. I don't know of another place where you can go with pain and walk out without it. What are you paying for? You're supposed to pay for a result, right? An outcome?
Yeah.
But you don't get them because there is no outcome-based medicine. This is outcome-based. You're paying me for a result. If it takes me 4 hours to get rid of it, I'm going to find it and get rid of it because I want to eat.
What is the average? Somebody comes in here and let's say I came in. He said, hey, man, 10 to 20 visits. So every time I come, is it 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours? It depends.
About an hour and a half.
Okay.
About an hour and a half.
So, and that's pretty normal. I mean, that's
pretty normal. What will happen is a person that normally come in here once a week, when they've come here 2 times without pain, because what's going to happen is the pain will get a little less every week, and the duration will last a little longer, and there will be a point in time when they have no pain. don't stop, because I'll see you again if you stop, because there's 2 phases to the program.
What I was getting ready to ask you about it. Go ahead.
So when you have 14 days with no pain, I'm going to take you out of the treatment phase and put you in the release phase of the program. And then we're going to go backwards and try and get your body to take over its function, like jump starting a car. And so instead of coming once a week, you'll come every 2 weeks. When you've come 2 times again, that's now a month and a half with no symptom, no pain. I'll pull another visit, so you're coming once a month. When you've come 2 months in a row with no pain, that means 3.5 or 4 months. Sayonara.
Yeah.
Because if it hadn't come back in 4 months, it's not coming back again.
But now, do you ever tell them to do these exercises, or you don't tell them to do any of that?
Stretch. Maybe stretch. That's the biggest thing. People don't move. People don't move, and our bodies were designed to move and function. And function is always before structure. So if you're trying to change the structure of something, you have to pay attention to the function. And that's where physical therapists come in. They understand that concept.
Yeah, there's a release system, and you just said what it is. I mean, it's coming back until you're getting better every time.
Yep, and it's going to go away.
But the other thing I want to warn people, they come in here and they feel better, and they don't come back. They don't have a clue what they're getting ready to go back through. Mm-hmm. But if they come and your program calls for, let's say you decided it looks like it's going to be 12, 15 times, and they come 6, and they're happy and they leave, the chances of them coming back are it's pretty heavy.
Some do that.
I just figure that's a natural response. I'm feeling better. Why do I need to go?
Why do I want to get stuck again? Yeah. And that happens. But I see them again. Sometimes it takes a year for the pain to come back, 6 months. They're happy with that. Then they'll come back, and I had one come back for the 3rd time. He's following the program now because he quit. He was gone for 2 years, though. But he's following the program now. He's going to finish it.
Yeah, but it's kind of like these people that you take an antibiotic, and you got 7 days or 5 days, whatever it is, and you only take 2 or 3, and you're feeling good, you quit taking it, you're probably going to have a problem again.
Going to have the problem again.
So that's all you do. You're saying let them, and you're the expert in this, so you're just telling them, like you would with any doctor or whatever, follow the process. This is the process for you getting better.
I am not going to lie to a patient. If I lie to a patient, they're going to find out real quick. And I've lost everything if you lose your credibility.
All right. Yeah. We got to take a break. Thank you, Doc. We'll talk to you a little later in the next program. I do have some news I want to get to started at 10:06. Don't go nowhere. We'll take a break. You're listening to the Moon Griffon Show.
The Moon Griffon merchandise store is now open. Go to moongriffon.com right now and click on merchandise. There you'll find men's tees, ladies' tees, polos, fishing shirts, lounge pants, hats, and more. Through November 15th, a portion of the proceeds will benefit the Cajun Navy hurricane relief efforts. Show your love for the Moon Griffon Show by purchasing some Moon Griffon merch. Go to moongriffon.com right now and click on merchandise. There's a lot to...
Wow. News Talk 96.5 KPEL, Breaux Bridge, Lafayette, a Town Square media station, broadcasting from the Matthew James Tax Pro Studio.
The Conquering Hero. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News. President-elect Donald Trump returns to D.C. to applause from House Republicans.
Well, thank you very much. It's a very nice gathering. Isn't it nice? It's nice to win. It's always nice to win. A lot of good friends in this room.
This was at a hotel. Next, a meeting at the White House to talk about the transition.
This will be the first Biden-Trump meeting since their debate in June. Biden's rough performance led to Democrats pushing him from the top of the ticket. Today's White House visit is a traditional meeting between incoming and outgoing presidents. Trump never extended Biden an invite in 2020. The White House refuses to say what President Biden will discuss, but that the image of the two presidents together sends a strong enough message.
Fox's Rich Edson. Senate Republicans are behind closed doors voting on a new leader between John Cornyn from Texas, Florida Senator Rick Scott, and John Thune from South Dakota.
Senators who will be members next year get to vote. That includes senators-elect, and J.D. Vance can vote. He's still a senator. He does not become vice president until next year.
Fox's Chad Pergram at the Capitol. Another big public Trump supporter may be joining his cabinet. Fox's Mark Meredith reports.
One of the biggest names dropped overnight, and that is Pete Hegseth, the best-selling author, the Army combat veteran, as well as host right here on Fox. Trump wants him to lead the Department of Defense. Trump writes writing, Pete has spent his entire life as a warrior for the troops and for the country. He's tough, smart, and a true believer in America first. Now, a number of senators told our Capitol Hill team overnight that they were shocked and surprised by this pick. If confirmed, Hegseth would lead the federal government's biggest department with its budget estimated to be more than $850 billion.
Hegseth has been on Fox News Channel since 2014. Secretary of State Antony Blinken tells NATO allies the Biden administration will try to shore up support for the alliance and for Ukraine's fight against Russia before President-elect Trump takes office. America's listening to Fox News.
The Tunnel to Towers Foundation welcomed U.S. Army Specialist Brent Menard into a new mortgage-free smart home in Florida. Now, while on a road clearance mission in Afghanistan, Brent's vehicle was blown up by an improvised explosive device. Brett became a T4 paraplegic. Tunnel to Towers built him a specially adapted smart home that allows severely injured heroes like Brett to live more independently. We hope you'll donate $11 a month so this great work can continue. Just go to their website, the letter T, the number 2, the letter T.org.
Progressive presents Employee of the Month. Small Business Edition. Today's recipient from Terry's Tiny Homes, Terry! Sure, as the only employee of her company, Terry was probably the front runner, but saving money getting personalized discounts with a commercial auto quote from Progressive, well, that gave Terry the edge. Over Terry.
Terry!
Keep awkwardly chanting your own name, Terry. You deserve it. Woo! Be your own Terry. See if you could save in as little as 7 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available.
Court-appointed special advocates, or CASA, are specially trained volunteers that help secure safe homes for abused and neglected children. Don't let these innocent victims slip through the cracks of our complicated legal system. Get involved today. Call CASA at 268-5111. This nonprofit organization moment brought to you by News Talk 96.5 KPEL.
Every day at 5 p.m. right here on News Talk 96.5 KPEL, it's me, Joe Cunningham, with The Joe Cunningham Show, offering you news, analysis, and commentary you're not going to get anywhere else. The big news stories of the day, and even some of the headlines you may not be aware of. It's your local, state, and national news coverage from a local perspective right here. Every day, News Talk 96.5 KPEL. Check us out, The Joe Cunningham Show, every day at 5 p.m.
The views expressed in the following show are those of the hosts or hosts only. They do not represent News Talk 96.5 KPEL or Town Square Media.
Hi, y'all. Welcome back. Moon Griffon Show. What a great day to be in Lake Charles. Our friends at KAOK, 25 years of broadcasting with our friends over at Cumulus Broadcasting. 844-766-6607. Matthew James Business Tax Reduction Hotline. If you want to be a part of the program, we're here at Co-Relief Center where you can, if you're in pain, you really ought to call them. I'm getting great questions. We pass them along on the email, moon@moongriffon.com. You can ask a question. I'll try to get it to Dr. Snow. But if you want to call their office, it's 337-475-6334 if you want to try to get some relief. I do want to thank our friend Paul's Rib Shack Barbecue. Boy, they sent some very good food over here. 4800 Nelson Road, Lake Charles. The food's excellent. I know this gentleman, I met him before. You know, he's out there busting his fanny every day to make great food for you and me. Anyway, it's Paul's Rib Shack, 4800 Nelson Road. Catering, whatever, they'll get you taken care of. All righty, I did want to touch upon something. I had Governor Landry on yesterday. Governor's always welcome, as you know. We agree on a lot. The tax reform proposal that they propose is something I don't think anybody knows yet how that's going to come out. Okay, my question, and I had another call this morning when I was coming here about the provision in it to have spending restraint held down to about 3%. Then we don't see the craziness that went on under Blank Page, Cortez, Bell, and of course, Shakedown, Shakespeare. So that's good. That's going to probably be in the bill. I think that's a good thing. They're going to maneuver a lot of things. The House will probably pass almost everything the governor wants. The Senate will be in a situation. Now, before I down the Senate, I'm not going to down the Senate. I just hope they can work things out in the better, and I hope there's something bad and that they will show us what's bad in it, because there's a couple of things that I still question. And I'm not against the bill, folks. I think what the governor's doing, it takes a lot of to want to change the state of Louisiana in anything. So on that side of the ledger, that's real positive. The governor's talked about, this plan, 80% of it, I probably agree. But a couple of things that I'm worried about, and one was the spending limit. The other one is I don't think, and I told this to Jeff yesterday, so this is nothing new. I told the governor yesterday that without spending cuts, I don't think you can reform the state of Louisiana and the tax code. I've been telling him that's good. Yeah, I'm already mentioned them. Ma'am? Oh, yeah, I've been talking about it on the show. Yeah. And anyway, so the spending, I just, and I told it to the governor, and anybody that I talk to me, I'll tell them. Okay? That you got to have spending cuts, and they got to be real. The problem is not that we don't spend enough on government. The problem is we spend too much. And if you want to give a break to people, you got to cut spending on the government side. If everything's going to be government, then let's just give government 100% of our checks and let them take care of all of us. That's the answer. And the answer. So moving up on the policy stuff from 40th to 8th and all this, man, that's fine. But I'm going to deal with reality. If you don't have major spending cuts, I don't see how it works in the big picture. By the way, I've been proven wrong before. I'm not an expert, not saying I am. But I just don't see how you do it. And if you go look at the Iowa governor and what they did, it was about spending cuts. It was about taking government. And you may have to get rid of some agencies. You may just have to get rid of some agencies. Wipe them out. We got to do something where the Louisiana people pays less taxes, not more. Now, keeping some of your money by lowering the income tax, that's good. But you can't turn around and pay more taxes going out. And that's the concern. That's the twist right now on this tax thing. Okay? If I got $50 more a month, that's great. I get to choose how I spend the money. But you really don't get to choose how you spend 100% of the money. You don't get to choose 100% of – if in the real world, if you can choose to spend money, okay, every penny you want to spend, that's fine. I can't choose when inflation goes up, when I want to buy food and a car. I can't choose to spend money lower. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like you get to spend all your money with a little $50 a month tax break. Okay, so $50 in my right pocket. I got $50 in my right pocket. Wow, look over here, Scott. I got $50 in my right pocket. But they stuck their hand in my left pocket and took out $75. Would you be happy with that? Well, what happened to the $100 I had? No. Folks, it's explained that simple. Okay? That's the part I'm not convinced yet. Not against the plan. I think what Jeff's doing, you got to look at it in the big picture. And what he wants to do later, this might be the basis of it. But here's the one that I think we're not talking about. And they get mad at me. I don't really give a rat's rear. One of the bills had we're going to bring in another $880 million to the state. What's not being talked about is all these new services that are going to be taxed that have never been taxed before. By the way, other states do some of this too. Not saying they don't, they do. We just don't make the money here. We don't have the businesses here. But anyway, the part that concerns me is I think the sales tax, I may be wrong on it, is 4.45 cents. And if I'm wrong, somebody correct me. It don't matter. It's just a number anyway. But if the average sales tax that you're paying in your place is 10%, that means 5.5% of the 10% sales tax is going to local government. Watch me now. So if you got a 10% sales tax, and now you're paying to groom your dog, and that's $100. Okay, that's 10 more bucks out of your pocket. Okay, part of it will go to the state, but that other part's going to the local government. And what they're not saying is that local governments stand to make a lot more money, and it's coming out of your pocket and my pocket on things we never pay taxes on. I got some questions. And I had it for Jeff yesterday about the cutting of cut spending because I think it can't work without it. But the flip side is local governments got a chance to make a lot of money in this deal. And so how do we get a savings if local governments will make another $1 billion off of $500 million, whatever the number is? I think that's a legitimate question. That's a legitimate question. Because if I'm paying 10% on all these other things, now mind you, and Jeff made the point, everybody doesn't have a dog. Yeah? Everybody doesn't use somebody in a lawn service. I get it. But man, local governments will make out like bandits on this. And it's the tax nobody's talking about. I think I've seen a couple things on this. And I'm just asking the question. I got a right to ask questions. And so, tax reform, let me tell you what I think tax reform looks like. Tax reform means businesses will have more money to operate and can operate freely to operate and create jobs. That's number one. Number two is tax reform should take individuals, people like you and me, the taxpayers. Well, we got more money in our pocket. Not only to decide where we want to spend it, we got more take-home pay. Those are the two things that's first. But what I'm looking at with this bill, it looks like, just my way of thinking, it looks like government's going to really be taken care of up front. And as I've told y'all before, the engine is the economic engine of businesses and people driving the train. The caboose, which is government, ought to be the last train, the last one to get. In Louisiana, we've always put the caboose first, the engine behind it, we're trying to push it up a hill. And folks, that's why we struggle and that's why we have budget deficits. If they're fixing the budget deficit and they're not cutting spending, think about what I'm saying. If you're fixing a budget deficit and you're not cutting spending, who's paying for it? I'm just asking, who's paying for it? Who's making up that? It ain't the federal government. It's you and me. So that's the questions I have. Look, when it all comes out, I may be 100% for it. I'm not against it right now. I'm just asking questions. No spending cuts that I see. Maybe that'll change. Maybe that's in there. Sales taxes on items we never paid for, used to pay for, and we not only, remember, they just got you focused on the state. What about these local governments? How much more are they going to get? Because that tax is coming, well, all taxes come from the working middle class. I don't mean rich people don't pay taxes. They pay a lot of them, too. And I'm hoping that we just, listen, you got to be able to sell something. But you got to be able to sell something that's true and right. And I'm hoping to God this is it. I acknowledge right in front of everybody, I've been friends with Jeff and I'm pulling for him. Don't mean I don't disagree on some stuff, because I do. But I'm just letting you know with the tax reform, and if we're going to change the state, businesses have to take off and then people's salaries will take off. I'm to the point, people don't like when I say this, but I'll say it again. I don't care what government gets out of this. I'm sick of the state of Louisiana. Government. That's all we do. Well, how good are we? We last in everything because we didn't focus on the business stuff. Yeah, by the way, how much new taxes are going on trial lawyers? Okay. By the way, Roger Wilder is telling the House and Ways and Means he's deferring his bill to more than triple the tax on net gaming proceeds from online sports betting from 15 to 51%. House Bill 22 had become supported by Governor Landry. Unclear if the bill will reappear this session. So I can promise you the two things that are not going to have more taxes. It's probably going to be gambling and lawyers. But why don't the lawyers? You know, out of every business that's out there, there's only one that advertises, that brags how much money they got for their clients. And it's trial lawyers. And it's billions and billions and billions. Well, if it's so much money, how come they ain't paying more taxes? How come trial lawyers aren't getting hit? By the way, Jeff said it yesterday. He said, I ain't got a problem with that. He doesn't have a problem with trial lawyers being taxed. Well, put it in there. Well, somebody need to write it and put it in there. All right, we're going to have to take a break. I just wanted to bring it up. We got to take a break. You can email me, moon@moongriffon.com. Don't forget to call Dr. Snow at the Cold Relief Center, 337-475-6334. If you want to win cane rub pecans, moongriffon.com. Put your address. We're going to give away a pie as well. We'll be right back.
As Louisiana's only fiberglass manufacturer and fabricator, C-Safe Fiberglass Grading and Structural Systems has provided corrosion-resistant products to the Gulf Coast for over 45 years. Our fiberglass grading, cable trays, and structural shapes are ideal to replace corroded, rotting building products and can be custom fabricated by the best fiberglass craftsmen in the world, right here in Lafayette. Contact C-Safe or visit our website at csafe.com. That's S-E-A like the ocean, S-A-F-E.com.
If you've got some projects to do around the house and you need the voice of experience, of local voice, somebody that can help you and knows Louisiana, you need to check out Stein Home & Yard. They're a Louisiana company, founded, established here. They've been based here. Their story dates back all the way to 1946. Stein Home & Yard has all the things you need to make your house ready for fall. Great deals on fall plants like mums, as well as all sorts of handy items you need for your house. Need to upgrade your power tool game? They've got great deals on DeWalt power tools. They also have great deals on grills for your next tailgate for the big game this weekend. Traeger pellet grills, Weber grills, Charbroil, so many great brands, and it's all right there at your fingertips. Just pull them up, steinhome.com. Steinhome.com is where you need to go to find the greatest deals on your home improvement needs. Steinhome.com, a great Louisiana company.
This is Moon Griffon. The biggest complaint about solar power is the battery storage. Well, no more. Now, Solar Louisiana offers giant battery storage solutions from the top names like Panasonic, LG, and more. Solar Louisiana will install residential home solar systems with enough battery storage to get you through any outages. And say goodbye to your electric bill, as Solar Louisiana will custom fit a system to your electrical needs. Online at solarlouisiana.net. Your energy independence company, Solar Louisiana.
Everywhere you turn.
Atlas Foundation Repair, 800-256-1010. Louisiana-owned Atlas Foundation Repair, 800-256-1010. Call Tony Arpino. I have known him for years. Hi, y'all. Welcome back. Moon Griffon Show on the road. Beautiful Lake Charles, Louisiana, conjunction with Cumulus. Our friends at KAOK. Home for 25-plus years. Appreciate you joining us. We're here at Dr. Donald Snow's Co-Relief Center. If you got pain, any kind of pain. Folks, don't cost you nothing to make the phone call and ask a few questions. That's where it starts. And see if they can help you. 337-475-6334. 337-475-6334 is the number if you want to call them and see if they can help you. You might be in pain and you don't need to be in pain anymore. See, and by the way, I've had testimonies on this program for years of people coming through. All right, so by the way, inflation was up again in October. Nobody talked about that during the election, but it was up again in October. President Trump selects Elon Musk and Ramaswamy to lead the Department of Government Efficiency. I like that. And these are private sector guys, and these guys need to come in and cut. Look, the politicians in general don't want to cut spending. That's the power for them to stay in. But remember, every time they spend money, it's your money and my money. It's not their money. They spend it like it's their money. They get the benefits. You know, their friends and family members get big jobs, and they make a lot of money on the side, and when they get out. But they use tax dollars to do that. A good example is John Breaux. Oh, Senator John Breaux. Oh, man, what a senator, right? That's in your mind. But he made a lot of money because he was United States Senator for 30 years or whatever it was, 24, whatever it was. A lot of money because he sat in that position. Went up there, not a very wealthy guy. I wonder what he's worth now. He's an example of many. Okay? Mr. Moderate. So... okay, so the other thing is on on just going back to the tax reform, I just throw out some questions. Nobody should get mad at me. That's how you start a deal. But local governments look like they're going to make out in all this tax reform. Okay? And the only question, the big question is, who, Daniel Earthpalmer said on my program, there will be some people that have a tax increase. One of the arguments is you get to decide where you want to spend your money. And I'm going, yep, that's good. I like that. The other thing I hit on the positive side, because there's a lot of good stuff in here, dealing with businesses and things of that nature, is that we're told this is kind of this is a gigantic step, but then they're going to keep doing stuff every year. They got to. There's no way you can do this and call it a victory. And that's what they did with tort reform a few years ago, and I said it wasn't tort reform. Okay, the Senate, I have not. I've been looking, and if I missed it, somebody let me know. The United States Senate is going to vote for a Senate president, and they're also going to vote for a House Speaker. The new people that were elected will be voting as well. And I want to know why that's not an open vote for everybody to see. I think it should be. You're a United States Senator. You work for us. You work for us. We do not work for you. You don't get to go do things we don't get to know about. I want to know how Psycho Bill votes and John Kennedy votes. Now, Kennedy, they said, was for John Cornyn, which is less of the two evils if you're comparing him to Thune. But the guy, Rick Scott, from Florida, makes more sense to me. Folks, you need somebody that's going to run an agenda that's going to be tough. I think the big beef they had on Cornyn is he wanted some kind of gun control. But Texas keeps sending him back. The other problem is Thune was put there as Mitch McConnell's right-hand man. I want to know if Psycho Bill and them are voting for them. I think we deserve to know. You do realize once you get elected, the business of the people is for the people to know what you're doing. Some people don't think, oh, no, they do all the stuff behind closed doors anyway. But I think all votes, including who they vote for Senate president, should be out for everybody to see. I said that in Baton Rouge. There should be no solid votes on who voted for who. It's okay if you make a bad vote. I think we get it. We deserve to know about it. So the Senate president can shut Trump's agenda down if you got the wrong one. And Thune and McConnell are old school, old guard guys. They're not going to fight the way we need to fight to change America. I don't know about y'all. Y'all may not feel that way. Y'all might feel like whatever Kennedy and Cassidy wants to do, just let them do it, and that's just the way it is. And but when we got such a mandate, and a mandate in the Senate, when you flipped, you went from 49 seats to 52 or 53. It's a pretty good mandate in the Senate. We need to know how they vote. All right, we got to take a break. Matthew James, Business Tax Reduction Hotline. Take a break. Be right back.
If you are a loved one or suffering from addiction, listen to Springfield Wellness Center's founder, Paula Norris Metayer.
We help people through their detox with minimal withdrawal symptoms. Even though it's a 10-day treatment, I look at the first 4 or 5 days as the brain restoration piece. And when the brain restoration piece turns on, that's when we have patients go, wow, a light bulb turned on or a switch was turned on. All of a sudden, their prefrontal cortex is working. And their midbrain is also working. They're not craving. They're thinking clearly. They see things clearly. And they have more confidence.
Put your addiction behind you. Call Springfield Wellness Center, 225-755-9566.
Just call us. That's all. And we'll be waiting for you.
225-755-9566. 755-9566. Springfield Wellness Center. SpringfieldWellnessCenter.com.
I've been bragging about Dino Hardwoods for a long time. My good friend Charles Altman. They do an excellent job. And if you're looking for unique or hard-to-find hardwood lumber, plywood, and molding, it's Dino Hardwoods. That's where you need to go. DinoHardwoods.com, DinoHardwoods.com. Trust Dino Hardwoods for all your hardwood lumber and cypress needs. With the holiday season fast approaching, as you know, A timeless handmade gift using quality lumber by Dino just means more. With 3 great locations to serve you now, Broussard, Louisiana, Shreveport, Louisiana, and now he's expanded in Tyler, Texas. Folks, there's something for every discerning woodworker at Dino. Go to DinoHardwoods.com, DinoHardwoods.com, and check out the unique and hard-to-find hardwood, lumber, plywood, and molding that you can't just find anywhere. Charles Altman, trust me, is not a better man in the business. He knows what he's doing, and he wants to service you. DinoHardwoods.com, DinoHardwoods.com.
Dear John, uncontrolled high blood pressure is serious, and I can quit whenever I want. But when I quit, you quit. Sincerely, your heart.
To get your high blood pressure to a healthy range, visit heart.org/blood pressure. A message from the American Heart Association and the Ad Council.
What's dangerous and stupid and can cost you $25,000? Excavating without calling Louisiana One Call. So dial 811 before you dig. It's the law.
This hour brought to you by the Matthew James Tax Pros. Find them online at MatthewJamesTaxPros.com.
Hi, hello. Welcome back. Moon Griffon Show. Great to have you back with us. We are at Co-Relief Center in Lake Charles, Louisiana. A guy, Dr. Snow, who really does get rid of pain for people. Don't matter how long you've had it, veterans, anybody that's having pain, just pick up the phone and call them and see if they can help you. You might call and they say, can't help you. And the good thing about him is you're going to be the one that gets the final say on did they help you or not. 337-475-6334 is the number for Dr. Snow. Of course, we'll do a pie giveaway and a pecan giveaway coming out of the next segment. So it's not too late. MoonGriffon.com. Listen live. If you did not put your address on there, I'm just telling you, you're not eligible. Because, I mean, if I don't have a physical address, I need to move this stuff to the people who can do the shipping. And that's what I'll need from you. So, Moon at MoonGriffon.com. Say I want to win. And, then put your address. That's simple. By the way, I was laughing. I was reading a letter to the editor in the Devil's Advocate, and they were saying, I said, hey, listen, it's a former alumni member at LSU. Former head of one of the alumni said, wish James Carville. You go look at it in the Post. I need to pull it up. Said, would James Carville please, if you're going to spew out all this stupidity and hate, would you take off the LSU apparel? And I've been saying that for years. If James just take the LSU stuff off, I'd be so happy. Embarrassing to know that Carville is an LSU guy, graduate there, and you're going, man, that dude there's so far out of it. I think he's giving us a bad publicity by having that LSU stuff on. So I wish he'd tell you. Anyway, I saw a letter to the editor, and I was laughing. I said, look, somebody that thinks just like me, at least on that subject, tell Carville to just shut up. But if you won't go on TV, Carville, put on an Alabama hat. Put on a USC hat. Put on another hat. Take the LSU stuff off. You're embarrassing. You're embarrassing yourself. You don't even know that. But you're also embarrassing the heck out of the school and the state. I mean, take it off. My God. By the way, y'all been watching some of this stuff of some of these leftists shaving their hair off in defiance to Trump, telling women don't sleep with their husbands. The View co-host agrees with advice, cut off pro-Trump families at the holidays. Now, see, when I go to my house for the holidays for Thanksgiving, I got my immediate family. There may be one person in the family who shouldn't show up. Everybody else ought to show up. We were Trump people. So I can't believe somebody, that's why you know the left is not in right mind. Who in the heck would not go to Christmas or Thanksgiving to show their family members how they feel about Trump? We laugh at people like that in my house. We just laugh at people like that. I mean, we were the people that went to Thanksgiving and Christmas when COVID was at its height, and there wasn't a mask to be found, and nobody ever got COVID because of the meeting. Our whole family was there having a good time, hugging on each other, enjoying life. We enjoyed every bit of it. But when these liberals and leftists tell people, don't have sex with your husband, don't sleep with your husband, these people are sick. And they got women shaving their hairs off. I don't care if they shave. I've seen women with no hair look gorgeous. But every woman with no hair ain't gorgeous, just like every man's not. Although most men tell you that God put the good-looking ones with no hair. Yeah, Doc's over here pointing at himself. Well, all I'm saying is, so this is when you know you've come to deranged syndrome. It's when people are doing stuff like when you go to the holidays, don't go. If you're not a Trump person, shun your parents, shun your family. Anybody that don't show up at ours, we never know that. It's such a big crowd. We got 5 kids and mama. And every one of us got a spouse. So that's 10, 11 with mama. We got 16 grandkids. And most of them got children. Okay? So you think in a family that big, and they got bigger families than ours. You think in a family that big, we're going to notice if one person ain't there. Oh, she didn't come? Okay. Boom. You don't think about it anymore. But this, when you're deranged, this is what you tell people. Shun people. Family members, shun your family if they didn't vote for Trump. God, I mean, this is stupidity. And people, this is the problem. There will be people follow this. I ain't going this year. They all voted for Trump. Don't go. One less mouth we got to worry about. One less family to worry about. Good luck. Hope y'all have a good time. Happy Thanksgiving. This is stupidity. You can go and have family members disagree. You know what you do when you go for Thanksgiving? I might be wrong. I go for the fellowship with my mom and my brothers and sisters and the nephews and the and all that stuff. I don't go there to talk politics. I can't believe somebody would go to Thanksgiving and they want to talk politics. Why? Why don't you go enjoy yourself? That's more boring. All right, Doc, get that on. I got a couple questions for you. Let's put right there. Leave that mic right there. All right, Dr. Snow back, and we're going to keep him for the rest of the program, even though we got to take a break in a few minutes. Somebody called and talked about bone spurs. Mm-hmm. Can you help him?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Can help him.
I told him to call and so y'all can explain or call because you weren't here. I said, look, I'm put yes, but call and ask them. It's a free call. It doesn't cost you anything.
Yeah, and I'd like to tell you how it goes away. Your body put it there, right? Just like you get a callus.
Yeah.
Because something keeps rubbing that area. That's the same with the bone spur. Something's rubbing that area. If you can keep that from happening, the same thing will happen to that bone spur as happens to that callus. It just gets reabsorbed. It goes away.
So that's not something you hadn't dealt with before.
Oh, I've dealt with it a lot.
Yeah, so that's what I told a person. All I told them was, yes, you need to call. And if you call and tell them what the problem is, they probably can tell you on the phone, yes, we worked with that before, or we hadn't.
There's not much we haven't worked with here.
No, I didn't think so.
44 years of practice is what I've had, and I've seen just about everything.
Yeah, I got another one. I might have to find it to break. I got a couple more people ask me questions that you can only answer. So I didn't want to answer them without you answering because I'm not the expert you are. The patients you get, I know there was a veteran. He was interested in knowing how does he start the process of wanting to come here. Let's see. Yeah, he wanted to know what is the process if he's a veteran to get to you.
You go to the VA hospital or your VA caretaker, and you ask. And there's something called Veterans Choice today. And they will write you a referral, and you come right here. It's very easy.
So say it one more time, Doc. I hope the people just still listen because they text me, they email me, and you weren't out here, so I just emailed them back that we're trying to get the answer to the question.
Just go to your local VA practitioner if you already have one, or if you don't have VA yet, go to the VA center closest to you, Lake Charles, Jennings, and request to come here.
Let me read this to you. Mm-hmm. Listen to the show, Co-Relief Center. Question about the referral process. I'm a veteran. So do I start with the visit to my PCM at the VA, which will refer to your office? Right. Just wanted to know and how to do the process.
That's exactly right. Exactly.
So that is the right process.
That is the process.
Okay, because I didn't want to leave them holding. They are at a 318 area code, and I'm going to tell them right now while I'm talking to you. Yes, that's the process. Because I want to make sure that we can get somebody some help. All right, let me take a break. We'll come back and do another 10 minutes. We'll give a pecan winner and a pie winner when we get back. And, of course, Dr. Donald Snow, we want to thank our friends at Paul's Rib Shack and Rib Shack Barbecue. It's really good. The food's here. We've been eating. And I'm telling you, I know this guy. He does a great job. All right, we'll take a break. Be right back. You're listening to Moon Griffon Show.
It started with direct messages. That's how they got to my son. Gavin was just 17 and looking forward to college. He was contacted by online predators pretending to be a teenage girl. He was the victim of sexual extortion. In less than 2 hours after that first message, Gavin died by suicide. It's a pain I don't want any other parent to feel. Social media is causing an epidemic of bullying, anxiety, and depression, and it's leaving kids vulnerable to the kind of predators that targeted my son. We have to hold big tech accountable and pass the Kids Online Safety Act. I couldn't protect my son, but now it's my mission to make sure all kids are protected. I'm a father and a proud conservative, and I'm here to tell Speaker Johnson, pass the Kids Online Safety Act, because nothing is more important than protecting our kids.
Paid for by Issue One Action, which is responsible for the content of this advertising. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. IssueOneAction.org.
Nestled in gently rolling hills in North Louisiana is a place that produces the finest Louisiana wines around, Landry Vineyards. This place is phenomenal. Not only are they passionate about growing wine grapes and making Landry Vineyards wine, they also have cottages and RV sites you can rent, tours, and live music on Saturdays and tastings Monday through Saturday. Available in over 650 stores throughout Louisiana, I encourage you to visit and try Landry wine direct from Landry Vineyards. This is another great Louisiana company that has my full support, and they're Louisiana certified. A red blend they labeled Bayoutage, Blackberry Merlot, Cabs, Rosé, Petite Syrah, dry and sweet whites, and many, many other wines. Learn more about their wines and their vineyard online at LandryVineyards.com. This is Moon Griffon. My lovely bride and I love the wines from this great Louisiana company, Landry Vineyards, and so will you. Go visit their beautiful winery and find them in your local grocery store. If they don't have Landry Vineyards wine, ask and ask again. LandryVineyards.com. Woo, good wine right here.
LA 22.
Hey folks, it's Joe, and you have heard me talk several times about my time in the classroom here in Lafayette Parish being a teacher, and throughout those years had come across students who had been experiencing or had experienced homelessness. And I'm here with David Owens of Gifting Grace Project to talk a little bit about the work they do assisting kids in Lafayette who are experiencing the same thing.
That's right, Joe. The Gifting Grace Project is Acadiana's homeless children's outreach, and we are proud to be the outreach for these children in Acadiana, providing them with backpacks with school supplies, hygiene products, meal vouchers, and more. Go to giftinggraceproject.com to help us out and make a difference today. Or you can text GGP to 53555 and get more information that way and make your donation as well.
Folks, there's nothing more important than helping our most vulnerable, our kids. They are the future, and we need to do everything we can for them. And that's why David and I are here today asking you to support Gifting Grace Project.
Get involved today. Thank you.
Hi, y'all. Welcome back. Moon Griffon Show. I got the winners. I'll pick them out in just a second, but I got Donald Snow before we this last hour goes. Don Snow, Dr. Snow, Co-Relief Center. Look, I'll be gone from here in just a little bit, but he won't. He'll be here anytime during the day. 337-475-6334. And here's the good news, Doc. People do email me all the time. They'll do it for weeks. And I always tell them when I send them to your number again. I tell them I always tell y'all. Now, it may not, but it happens every week. I'll get one or two that'll say, hey, I was going down the road, couldn't write it down. By the way, they can go to the website, Google Co-Relief Center Lake Charles, and you're going to come up.
That's right.
And it's got your name, address, what y'all do.
That's right.
So
they'll come up.
You know, this is a new world we live in now.
It is, and I can't get used to it. I wanted to mention also that we have a new division here.
Yeah.
It's the Zerona Z6 zirconia laser.
Okay, tell people what that is.
That is a non-invasive cold laser for fat loss. It's the only treatment FDA market cleared for overall body circumference reduction and has the greatest results for combined circumference reduction in the industry. That was written by the FDA itself. We've been using this for a while. I know a lot of people are on Mounjaro, Ozempic, and when they lose that weight, well, they've lost the weight, but they still don't have a shape.
Mm-hmm.
And then this machine here is ideal for sculpting your body. There's no pain. You don't feel anything. You just lay under this laser for 40 minutes. And
okay, how many times do you have to do that to get where you need to get?
How much do you want to lose? It depends on how much you want to lose.
So if somebody wanted to lose 5 pounds or somebody want to lose 25
pounds, inches.
Inches. Somebody want to lose an inch versus somebody want to lose 5 inches.
You can lose probably an inch a week.
Wow. How you keep it off?
That's another thing. The FDA did a study 6 months after the treatment follow-up in the patients that they didn't regain it. What it does is it opens a little hole in the fat cell.
Yeah.
You don't feel it, and the fat just drains into your lymph nodes. You have to drink a lot of water. You don't have to diet. You do have to drink a lot of water.
So let's back up.
Pee that fat out.
This is interesting. So let's back this men or women?
Men or women.
Okay, now
doesn't matter.
Tell us what this is again. You're doing it right here at Cold Relief Center.
Do it
it's
right
like
here.
You're doing with all the pain stuff. Give them out the program and tell them so they can look it up. But tell them, because I know, I'm going to say men too, but especially women, they would be interested.
Absolutely. It's the Zeronis Z6 zirconia laser for non-invasive fat loss. It's the new toy my wife bought. And this is her. She's running that side of the company right now, and it's working very nicely. And
so tell people what it does again.
I just want to make this available to anyone who's listening. What it does is it causes your body's circumference to be reduced. I won't say weight loss. That's not what it's for, but it is for sculpting the body.
Okay. Well, the reason I brought up weight loss, I'm looking over there and looking at the results, and it looked like somebody was on a diet. But you said this thing has nothing to do with that.
Mm-mm. Nope. You just
but
put
now
it
now like any of this stuff, so people understand, there's something else you need to do, and it's you mentioned drinking water, so you got to follow the process for it to get the results that you want.
Everything's a process, and everything has a cost, whether it's money or time or there's nothing that doesn't have a cost that you do in your life, and whether that's fishing or hunting too.
Oh, Doc, don't talk about fishing like that, Doc. You can't talk about. So that's a unique thing. You've been doing this a while because you had this the last couple of times I came.
I've been doing it about a year this month, and I love the machine. It's also if you have pain and you also want to lose inches, that pain will go away too.
So that kind of goes hand in hand with what you already
Yes, sir. It works on the mitochondria of a cell, and that's the plant generator of your cell that generates bioelectricity.
So, Doc, let's go back to the Cold Relief Center and what I'll tell you what you became famous for. In general, when people walk in here, you want them to expect that they're going to be better.
Absolutely.
Because I know when they walk in here, they can't feel like, I know. I've talked, I don't know if that'll work. That might not work on me. And it's like telling me the fish ain't biting after a cold front. That's true if you don't go.
That's right.
But if you go, you might figure something else out. The same thing with this. If you don't go, you don't know. If you don't come over here, you'll never find out.
And you haven't tried everything if you haven't tried this. What we exist for, most doctors exist to get patients and keep them. We exist once we get you to get rid of you. We want you to go live your life.
That is a totally different concept.
It is. It's a health concept, not a business concept. It sucks as a business model, I'll tell you right now. But it's a great.
Well, it does because it's like selling. It's like selling a commercial on the Moon Griffon show. I love them to stay with me as long as I run.
Yeah.
But the reality is, nobody stays forever. Same thing with yours. The reality is what you're trying to do is get them the heck out of here. And you want to see them at the grocery store. When you go out of town, you want to run into them, but that's about it.
I want you to go live your life. I want you to toss your grandbaby in the air. I want you to go play golf and play tennis, fish, hunt, and you can do that. All you got to do is come here.
Okay, if you had to say, what's the most 5 to 10 common things that you treat that people, or something they may not believe or think that you can treat. Maybe something odd that they think they can't treat.
Degenerative disc disease, your discs are herniated, back pain, neck pain, knee pain, elbow pain, rotator cuff problems, digestive problems.
So pain with your wife and pain with your husband, you can't help.
No. No.
All right. One of the things that you do that's totally different, and you do a lot of things. So somebody calls, and I've been asking them to call just to ask questions. But if they come in here, you need them to come in with the pain. Number one thing. Okay. Number two, now you tell us what happens after that. They get here, they're coming in with the pain, they're walking in the back.
Oh, and
what happens?
Need to let people know not to take any pain meds the day they come here.
Okay.
I want that pain, and it's raw, and what it is. And if I can make it go away, you can rest assured it will go away permanently.
But the thing about it is, when they get up from the table and examination and all the stuff that you're doing, you're not. If they don't have 50, 75% relief, it's really nothing you can do.
I'm sorry, I can't help you. We'll just part friends today. I think it's ethical. I can't see charging somebody when you don't give them. Could you imagine bringing your car in? It doesn't start, and then them charging you for a starter, and it still won't start?
Yeah.
There are only people that get paid to be wrong around here, around this country, or around the world, are weathermen and doctors.
I don't know about doctors, but weathermen are pretty bad.
You get results here. You get them.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I want to say it again. You're not going to tell them how good they feel.
Nope.
That's just like when I was watching the election, without getting into that. They were trying to tell us how great the economy was. And they were trying to tell people how great they were doing. But people are looking at their pocketbooks, and they didn't feel that way. It's the same thing with you.
Same thing.
They walk in, and you say, you feel great, you good, now keep coming back. And they go, Doc, I heard just as bad. You didn't help them.
I'm done.
But if they say, man, I ain't felt this good in a while, you got them.
That's what they say most of the time, too. I see a lot.
But at that point, you can help them get to where they want to get to.
Yeah. We'll help you. If you want your problem gone, we'll take it. We'll take it away. But you've got to come here with it. If you don't have a problem, I can't help you with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So everybody's going to try everybody else. But eventually, if they get a chance to come to you, I always say, why don't they come to you first?
I always say that, too. I
guarantee you they're going.
I get patients that re-injure themselves, and they do the same process again and then wind up here. Doesn't make any sense.
But I've talked to enough testimonies, not today, but normally, and they just say, man, when I came here, I couldn't do anything.
Mm-hmm. I've got wheelchairs. I used to have a collection of walkers and wheelchairs, and you'll be fine if I can help you.
But it first starts with a phone call, folks. 337-475-6334 is the number. All right, let me do this real quick, Doc Forfeit. Ronald brought it. He won the pie out of Baton Rouge, and Mickey Tucker out of Monroe won the pecans. We got to go. God bless.
Our state is facing a budget shortfall left over by the last governor. Jeff Landry and the legislature already cut $2 billion for spending we don't need. Now they have to deal with this shortfall, but they've got a plan to deal with that and move Louisiana forward. This is what Governor Landry said.
This Louisiana Forward Plan, when fully implemented by the legislature and ratified by the people of this state, will produce more jobs, a greater prosperity, lower our taxes, and bring us a sustainable budget.
This plan cuts taxes for the middle class and all taxpayers, with the income tax rate dropped to just 3%. Job creators can grow the economy with lower taxes. Families and senior citizens, no more prescription drug sales tax. A different tax system which focuses on choices, not labor. And the Louisiana voters, we get the final say. Fixing the shortfall, cutting taxes, growing our economy, now that's moving Louisiana forward. Paid for by Protect Louisiana Values.
The Moon Griffon merchandise store is now open. Go to moongriffon.com right now and click on merchandise. There you'll find men's tees, ladies' tees, polos, fishing shirts, lounge pants, hats, and more. Through November 15th, a portion of the proceeds will benefit the Cajun Navy hurricane relief efforts. Show your love for the Moon Griffon Show by purchasing some Moon Griffon merch. Go to moongriffon.com right now and click on merchandise.
For the absolute best in local Cajun food, check out Prejean's in their 2 locations in Carencro and Broussard today.